So I get it that the European Super League is not happening anymore, but, you know, making this video anyway, don't care. Welcome to the Bluenose, and in this video what we have done is we have simulated to Euro 2020 or Euro 2021, which it should be called. And you know how the European Super League, people were saying, oh, none of the players will be able to play in Euro 2021 because like of the Super League restrictions, they're not allowing players to play for their national teams. But what if the Super League did go ahead and that was a reality? So basically what I've done is I've deleted every single player that plays for one of the 12 founding clubs of the ESL, just delete them from the game so they cannot physically be called up to the national team. So instead the likes of England and Scotland would have to deal without those players. I'm going to see what would happen in this theoretical situation. Like, obviously, the clubs like England would be a lot worse without half the fucking national team. But likes of Germany will probably benefit as they have a lot of players in their own league, which didn't have any involvement in the ESL. Maybe in the likes of Scotland. Like Scotland, I'm Scottish myself, they probably lost a few players like Robertson, Tierney, McTominay. But I don't think we would have lost any other players really. I think those were the only three. What we're going to do is we're going to simulate to the end of the group stages and we're going to see what the tables look like. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I'm back. We've simulated a few weeks and the group stages are now done. Obviously, you've probably noticed that the groups are not the same as they are in real life. I mean, this one's quite similar. Apart from instead of Poland it'd be Croatia, but Football Manager doesn't actually have the actual database for Euro 2020. I tried to look everywhere but there was none. So what I had to do myself was save scum until all the clubs that were actually in Euro 2021 won the playoffs, like Scotland. Group A was won by Italy, Switzerland and Austria, so those are the teams you'd expect to do well in that group. Denmark, Turkey, Wales are the clubs from Group B. That's actually quite a difficult group to get out of. Russia not doing too well. Belgium, Ukraine, Finland and Holland absolutely suffering from this. Let's see their squad, like they clearly underperformed. They still have some decent players, like well, they don't have like the likes of Van Dijk and all that. So they actually have lost most of their players, so no wonder they suffered quite a bit. And in Group D was Poland and England, so England not doing too well. I want to look at England's squad. Pickford, Lamptey, Godfrey, Dunk, James Justin, Ward-Prowse, Bellingham, Rice, Sancho, Maddison, Calvert-Lewin. That's still a very good team. Then we have Ramsdale, Bertrand, Grealish, Shea Adams should be playing for Scotland by the way, Calvin Phillips, Smallwood, Keane, Bowen, Holgate, Pope, Matthew Target and Danny Ings. A still very strong team even without the top 6 players. And Scotland, I want to look at Scotland's national team as well. Robbie McCrory is actually starting instead of David Marshall. But Hickey at right back. Greg Taylor is our best left back instead. It's still a fairly average team, like without the likes of Tierney and Robertson. And Czech Republic finishing 4th as well. And this group's interesting as well. France, Sweden, Spain and Portugal. Portugal losing every single game. Portugal won the tournament last time out as well, but Portugal not having a good time. Let's see their team. Also, they don't have Ronaldo anymore. Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes, they've lost most of their good players really. And as for this group, Group F, Germany, Hungary doing quite well. Croatia kind of underperforming as well, like also they don't have the likes of Modric. So I can see why they'd underachieve a bit. And of course, and last was Slovakia. So that was the group stages. We have quite a few teams underperforming, likes of Holland, finishing bottom, Portugal as well. We're going to simulate to the end of the round of 16 and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I'm back and these are the results of the second round. Italy were able to beat Ukraine 1-0, Turkey beat Switzerland, Austria beat Denmark 3-0, Spain beat Belgium 2-0, Sweden beat England. Let's see Sweden's team. Don't think they'll have Zlatan Ibrahimovic, they won't. But, you know, he was retired anyway, but I'm pretty sure he has came out of retirement just for the Euros. And Germany beating Finland 3-0, France beating Wales 2-1, and Poland beating Hungary 1-0. So, if there are any teams, there's not really that many upsets apart from Sweden beating England, maybe. Switzerland losing to Turkey as well. I mean, they had some decent players as well, didn't they? I mean, they did lose a lot of their players like Shaqiri and Xhaka. Now, these are what the quarterfinals look like. We have Sweden, Germany, Austria, Italy, Spain, Turkey, France and Poland. So there's definitely room for a few upsets here. what we're going to do is we're going to simulate to the end of the quarterfinals and see how they turn out. Okay, so these are results of the quarterfinals, and Germany won, Sweden 0, so Sweden's amazing run is over. Let's look at Germany's squad actually, because they should have a fairly strong team still. And what's this? Why is all their players greyed out? I don't know, to be honest, but they're still doing really well. Like, they still got the likes of Naughty. Why are they greyed out? Italy beat Austria 3-1. Let's look at Italy's team. Still some very good players in there. And Spain beat Turkey 2-0. We'll look at Spain's squad as well. There is there. And France beat Poland 4-0. And that's their team. Still very good, like some Mbappe. And Poland, they had quite a good run, didn't they? Obviously, they still have Lewandowski. So we're now going to simulate to the semi-finals. It's Germany, Italy, Spain, France. So the teams you'd expect to make it this far. So what we're going to do is we're going to simulate to the semi-finals. I'll be back in a minute. So the semi-finals, we're getting to the end of the tournament here. Italy lost to Germany and Spain beat France 1-0. Both scorelines ending 1-0. Both played at Wembley. And now the final will be contested by Italy and Spain. So I'm pretty sure that is a rematch of the 2012 Euros, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it is. So that's going to be a really interesting match. So both teams, that's just a reminder of what they look like. Still got really good players in there, but I'd say like Italy have lost quite a few decent ones. But still have like some Verratti, Immobile, Insigne. Spain, their squad has been weakened a lot actually. And they still have decent players here and there, but it's not as strong as their actual squad. So they're actually doing really well considering they've got a lot weaker squad. So Italy actually, I'd say Italy maybe have the stronger squad. I'd back them to win this game. The final is on the 11th. We're going to simulate to that date and see who wins the Euros. Okay, so I predicted Italy to win the Euros, but Spain absolutely battered them 4-0. Maybe I underestimated this squad. I mean, you do have the likes of Gerard Moreno, who is a good player, Fabian, Luis Alberto, so still some decent players, but I thought Italy would still do a little bit better than losing 4-0. Actually, like, it is a similar strength squad. But anyway, that is it for today's video. It was just an interesting experiment, like Spain. Still probably one of the favourites for the Euros, ended up winning it anyway, but there was some shocks along the way, and it was interesting to see what type of teams these national teams would field. Like England had a lot weaker squad, but it was still a strong squad. Maybe they should have went a little bit further instead of losing in the second round to Sweden. But thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. I might do more Super League videos, even though it's not a thing, just to see what happened, and goodbye.